I know Kayla's in court, and I don't know about the rest of the diamonds who are not on. So, okay, so I just got off a Zoom with like 40 other presidentials, and I wanted to talk to you guys about, it was about signing distributors and recruiting distributors, and it's exactly what I feel like I needed, but also in a sense of like, I don't know, it's also in a sense of like, well, shit, I know that, and I know that, and I know that, and I know that, and I know that, you know what I mean? But I feel like 2016 was a big year for me for signing distributors. Yes, I still signed loyals, but I feel like it was a pretty big year for me. I was stronger at distributors, and I feel like 2017, I'm way stronger at signing loyal customers, and I'm not as strong as signing distributors. So just as I was going through, like writing all these notes down, I had so many aha moments, like, well, yeah, I'm not doing that enough, and I'm not doing that enough, and I'm not doing that enough. And so I think this is going to be really, really helpful. And then what I was thinking is that what I kind of want to do, honestly, instead of doing the wrap party, because we all know this. I mean, it was very, very clear. I mean, we have our Ruby and Above dinner on Thursday, and we have like 10 to 15 new Rubies going to be there. That's fucking bullshit. And I'm going to be the first one to say that. And I will take 100,000% responsibility for that as your leader. I have to be recruiting more. You have to be recruiting more. We all have to be recruiting more if we want this team to move, especially with promotions. And I feel like we just, as I'm thinking about it right now, we're just not having enough conversations. I mean, that's like, I'm sitting here thinking about it like, okay, 10 conversations a day as a presidential is not going to cut it. 20 conversations a day is not going to cut it. And then think about where you're at, you know, as I'm sitting here and like, I had a big aha. Who was on the Show Me the Money call last night? Were any of you guys on that? Okay, seriously, like that girl, like I'm going to message her and get her on a Zoom with our team, because I'm sorry, she's not well known in this company, and she had so much good shit to say that I was like, we need her. Like she was just real and raw and honest, and like she kind of rambled a little bit. Anybody that was on there, she kind of rambled actually a lot of it, but she was good. And something that she said was, she was like, she asked herself and she asked her leaders, you know, Allie, are you ready to go Ambassador Diamond? Are you ready to take on 200 more people on your team? Are your leaders ready? And I thought to myself last night, I was like, fuck no. I'm sitting over here bitching about my paycheck, and I'm sitting over here bitching about my distributor enrollment, and I'm, you know, and I thought about that, and I'm like, I need to ask every single one of you guys, you know, Tawny, are you ready to go presidential? You know, Alexis, are you ready to go triple diamond? You know, Nicole, are you ready to go triple diamond? Like, I thought about that, and I'm like, am I ready to go Ambassador Diamond? And if I'm not ready, if I sit here and say I'm not ready, what do I have to do to be ready? What's going to get me, you know, there, mindset-wise, you know, action-wise, being a leader-wise? And it was just giving up excuses, giving up complaining, giving up blaming, giving up all this shit. Like, you guys, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I had like a pity party moment this morning. Like, I just had one and I got over it in like 2.5 seconds. But I'm so annoyed at my top 10 right now. Like, so annoyed that I'm just like, I need new fucking people so bad. I just need people that get it. I need rock stars that want it. I need people that are hungry. I need people that are ones that are going to dream, ones that are going to be like, I want to run a team Zoom. I want ones that are going to step up. And so the start of this Zoom today, you guys, was so perfect. And the first thing that, there was like so many different people that talked, but so it's like, don't ask me what leader said that, because I really don't know. So the first one was, what are the qualities that you're looking for in a distributor? We hear that so many times, and I don't know why, but it's like, why am I complaining about distributors that, you know, that I sign when I could give a two shit who signs? And it's not that, you know, you don't want to not sign everybody or things like that, but looking for those qualities, you know, looking for people that are, you know, jumping off cliffs, and looking for people that are skydiving, risk takers, you know, looking for people that, you know, take selfies, aren't afraid to take pictures, people that aren't afraid to be be on social media, who are interactive, people are posting pictures of their kids and posting pictures of their dogs, and quality, right? I would rather every single one of us sign 1 diamond a month than sign 14 non-workers or people that drain the living hell out of us, right? And I was sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, if I can't get people to freaking post a welcome post on social media, why am I signing them? Why am I going through that freaking headache? Why am I like, you need to do your training? You know what? I'll get to it. Why am I signing them? Why am I wasting my time on these people? I am looking in the wrong areas of people. And so as they were talking about this, they were like, take a look at their social medias. They were like, take a look at how many friends they have, take a look at their pictures, take a look at their interaction. Those three things. I mean, I think we always kind of look at, their social when we add them, but they were saying that, take a look at their interaction. Are they posting quality pictures? Like posts, not just like, oh my God, my mom's boyfriend's son sucks and blah, 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 blah. And like my biggest thing when I add people, you guys, the people that post like the millions of, what's it called? Ads. Oh, drives me like bonkers. Like, oh my God, I want to rip my hair out. Like, I don't care about your damn ads every 5 seconds. Post about your life. Like, that's what social media is about, is being social, right? So adding that quality back at our team over that quantity and that headache back in our team. And so they were seeing how, I think our team's a big Facebook team. I don't think we're a big Instagram team, but I mean, I have Instagram and I like it, but they were saying that if you do use Instagram and you're posting on there and doing pictures on there, they were saying that bring people from Instagram to Facebook. So if you're thinking of like your teams right now and you're thinking about people who do utilize Instagram, tell them, get people from Instagram to Facebook, because Facebook has the live videos. Facebook has the status updates. Facebook has where you can connect to an emotion more, where Instagram is more just pictures, right? And sometimes it's hard to connect to an emotion of a picture. But you can connect a lot to a live video. You can connect a lot to, a status, that emotion. So they were saying that anybody like on our teams that use Instagram, get them to Facebook immediately. And I love that. And I didn't really think of that. I'm like, well, just be good in your area and where you're good at, because I feel like I do a little bit of both, but I'm definitely more Facebook, 110%. But if you can think of anybody on your team that is an Instagram person, have them get people to Facebook. And then one of the presidentials said this, you guys, and I freaking loved it. I loved it. And I feel like sometimes we're just not bold enough. And I feel like that's for me. Like, I'm just not bold enough with what I want to freaking say. Like, sometimes I just want to be like, girl, you need to get over yourself, like to a potential, but I mean, it would probably scare him off. But I love this. She was like, when I'm talking to potential, she goes, this is the first thing that I say. Hey girl, I just need to talk to you about something. And I'm like, and she goes, well, duh, they know I'm going to say it works, but I word it in that way. Hey girl, I just need to talk to you about something. And if they write back and they're like, what is it about it works? She's like, yeah, of course it is. But, she goes, I know that you've seen my stuff on Facebook. I know that you've seen my timeline, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a good fit for you or not, but I've got to have you on my team. Like, I love just the beginning of that. She was like, hey girl, I need to talk to you about something. And then a lot of those presidentials, you guys, they say they call people out on their shit. When people read their stuff, they say they call them out every single time. And I'm like, I'm not calling out enough people. I'm like, hey, I know you see my stuff. Hey, I know you see my stuff, like a week later. But they're like, no, I call them out. She goes, I will put a Giphy in there. Like, she goes, I'll put something in there to keep the conversation going. She goes, I want people to see me. They're like, I want people to see me. I want people to know that I'm in their message. I want people to know that I'm on their timeline. So they're going to try to keep the conversation as much as they can. Some of them, you guys, screenshot the scene and send it. And they're like, you literally are seeing this. Like, why are you responding all of a sudden? So, the other one was, what was the other one? Okay, put yourself out there. And then they were saying how people that check in places. So, going to Arizona next week for boot camp, they were talking about how like finding people in Arizona or finding like a Starbucks in Arizona and adding those people from that, or going to a McDonald's and adding people that checked in at McDonald's, and that's a new way to find people. And I thought about that. I'm like, that's really good. Rather than just groups, if you're not doing the groups, go to the check-ins. So, like somebody was like, I want a team in Alaska. So she went to all the check-ins, like restaurants in Alaska, and added all of those people from that. And now she has 2 potential distributors in Alaska. So that was pretty genius. I like that. But then she was also saying that a lot of people said this on there, that their biggest way to get people to sign is to get their number. Because sometimes Facebook and Instagram, like Instagram, they'll delete their they will delete their account, or Facebook, they aren't active on it very much. And I've noticed that too, where some people just don't see the message because they don't have either the Messenger app or they're not as active on Facebook that we are. And so they kept saying, get their number right away. So, get a combo started, but then saying, hey, can we continue this through a text message, or what's your easiest way to communicate? That's somebody else also mentioned that. So keep the conversation going. The other one that I loved was that I think a lot of us do this because we already know this, but if people stop messaging you, remind them the post that they commented on. So a lot of these girls screenshot the post and keep track of it. So like Tawny commented on, stay-at-home moms. Nicole commented on make extra money. Lexus commented on ThermoFit. Whatever it is, they keep track of that, their post of what they commented on, so they always have that to go back to. And I don't feel like I keep track of that enough, like remembering that. I mean, I kind of know what posts they were interested in, but I always think, okay, they were interested in opportunity or they were interested in the products. But they will write down that exact post or screenshot it and keep it. And like put like, word on top of a picture for like Nicole post 4/11, whatever. But they'll keep track of that. And as shitty as like, it's a lot of work, but they're like, it's so worth it, because then you remind them constantly of why they interacted with you, why they commented on that post with you. And then it helps them remind them why they wanted to join. So, and they said it's more apt to get people to join that way too. Always asking, hey, did I offend you? You were interested in this business at one point and you wanted to join them. Now you're not. What's going on? Just being very, very bold and blunt. And then a girl under Alyssa Viejo, she got on there, and I loved a lot of her feedback. Was she was saying how in her posts on social media, she tries to do a lot of like, I think our team's getting really good at this, like because if it works or things like that. But they were seeing how if you do one thing for your business every single day, and it's the only thing that you could do, you should be adding at least 20 to 30 new people to your network every single day. And if that's the only thing you can do, because they said the minute you run out of leads, quote unquote, or the minute you don't have conversations going, that's why you're not moving. And they said, take a look at your phone, take a look at your text messages, take a look at your Instagram direct messages, take a look at your Facebook inbox. If you don't have active messages going right now, you're not moving. And that's why you are where you are. And so they kept saying it's the power of numbers. If you've got new people coming in every single day to your network, you should be signing people often. So this is another good tip, is that in the groups that you're in, if people are saying like, I want to make money from home, or I want to make money on the side, but no direct sales, this girl was like, I comment on it every single time. And she said, this is all I say. I work network marketing and I make a 6-figure income from home. And then she's like, I try to put in a little tagline there. She goes, message me if you're interested. She goes, I don't care if she says she doesn't want it. And I don't care if she says something negative, because guess what? There's always 20, 30 people that comment on my post and I get people in. Same with you guys. Think about all the moms groups that we're in that they will like bash it. And they're like, well, I don't want it. I guarantee you, if we be proud and loud about it, that we will continue to get better insight about it. So she kept saying, I change people's minds about network marketing. She goes, when you see people post on Facebook, that would be like, oh, I need to make an extra income, but no, it works. Comment on there and be like, well, I'm a mom of 4 and I work from home, and I paid off this and I paid off that. Message me if you're interested. Like they said, share what it's done for you in like one sentence, and then say, message me if you're interested. Because if that person's not interested, their potentials are going to see, or their friends are going to see it, or your new distributor that's going to sign from that post is going to see it. So I love that. So when we're looking at our messages on Facebook about distributors, they were saying, how often do we share our story, but sharing it in different ways? And they all said this: if you are not sharing your story often, part of the reason why your distributor enrollments aren't up. And they were said, share it every single day in a different way. Every single day. Take parts out, just do little bits and pieces, but you've got to share that story every single day, because people relate to stories. They don't necessarily relate to money or income, but they will relate to a story. So they said, when you're on Facebook and you're doing your post, thinking about past, present, and then future with your post. What was life like before? What is life like now? And what are you looking for to have life become? And then if we're saying, are you interested in making money from home? Or, we post a status and people will comment on, say, me, or, I am, or message me or whatever. They were saying to start off with your story. And I'm like, I don't ever do that. They were like, share why you're doing this. People relate to that story immediately. And then with like saying, are you interested in making money from home? And if they say yes, or thanks for the love of my post, are you interested in joining my team? If they say yes, There was about 5 people in that Zoom that were like, I will send a voice message, say, hey, can you listen to a voice message right now? And they say yes, they send their story in 1 minute or less. And so people have the opportunity to relate to that. And I love that because I feel like again, people relate to stories, but they try to send their story and then they say, can you relate to any of this? You know, and putting in that past, present, and future into that 30 seconds or 40 seconds or whatever it is. I was once this, I'm now this, and this is where I'm heading. You know, I think you'd be so good at what I do. But then they also were saying that if they don't have time to listen to a voice message, you don't want to send this big, long thing. So you just got to kind of depend on, you know, who your potential is. So just depending on who you're talking to. The next one, when we're talking about the quality over quantity people, they kept saying that one of the girls was saying that they like to find people that are always posting about the extras, like makeup or pedicures or the gym or going out for drinks or the movie, because that person has a little bit of extra cash. They probably have a little bit of extra cash to start this business too. And so, and then you can say, you know, this business can provide you that makeup money, that gym money, that, you know, drink money, the lunch money. So we want people that, you know, want this. And I think I waste too much time on the people that are like, oh, I don't have money, I can't afford that. And like, if you want to change your life, you're going to find money, you know, even if you're broke as hell, you're going to sell something. And so I love that because I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh no, they already have money. They're going to the gym, they're getting their nails done, they're getting their makeup done, they're going with the girls, they're going to Target. But they kept saying, add those people, talk to those people, because those are the ones that they have some extra side cash money. They can do this. So, and then the people that are like, I'm broke, blah, 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 blah. You know what? Figure it out, because we don't have time for that. The next one was being super bold with the close. So when we're talking to potential distributors, just asking them, you know, are you going to do this with me or not? And just simply asking that question. And I feel like we as leaders can do that, but sometimes I feel like our teams aren't very bold with that. I know for me that mine are just like, okay, I'll get back to you, or okay, you know, and it's like, we have to be very, very firm as business owners and teaching our teams that, hey, it's okay to do that. You know, you are a business owner. You don't want people wasting your time. Just asking them, are you going to do this or not? Do I need to move on or not? And then I don't know if you guys do this, but I have done this so much lately and it has helped me so much. But for the follow-up, I've been putting event reminders in all of my messages. So Tawny says she's going to sign on Friday. I will put an event reminder on there. Tawny signing on Friday. Nicole says she's going to order ThermoFit on Monday. I put in there, order ThermoFit on Monday. So then that also helps us, I feel like, keep track of our potentials too, you know, as alarms are going off on our phones. But then that way it also helps them stay accountable and a reminder too. Let's see here. The next thing was talking about finding your ratio. So if you know that you sign 1 in every 10 people, distributors that you talk to, or you sign 1 in every 30 or 40, then upping our numbers. And strong, good potentials, not just anybody. But one thing they kept saying was, one of the girls was like, you have to just be so confident that you have the absolute best thing ever on your hands. And that when somebody talks to you, they're not going to get out of that conversation without joining, because you are so confident and proud in what it's done for your story and your life. And you can't ever imagine doing anything else. And I feel like, even I'm just thinking about it, I'm like, I can already think of so many conversations that people have sent me where I should have been like, no, send your story, share what it's done for you. Like, you are going to impact so many people's lives. Why aren't we more confident and bold about that? So, and then the 2 things to ask ourselves and ask our team, you know, why are you not enrolling? Number 1, are you getting into enough conversations? Like we talked about at the beginning, how many active conversations do you have going right now? Or how many people are like, I'm not even talking to anybody. That's your problem. You know, I don't have any leads. How many new people have you added to your network? How many new people have you talked to today? So that's one thing that I'm going to work on today is, you know, asking how many active conversations you have. And then number 2, if you do, then the wording is wrong. And one thing that Pam has said is, the more I say, the less people are interested. So really focusing on getting to the point. Why are you talking to this person? You know, what has it done for you? What can it do for them? And going from there. I loved this tip is, I don't remember her name, but she was saying how when people ask, how do I get started? I feel like sometimes that $99 is a big roadblock, or the auto ship is a big roadblock. And so she was saying how, well, we walk you through my website, we get you going on your training, and we hit the ground running. Does it sound like something you can do? She goes, I try to leave out the numbers and the money, and then when they say yes, I say great. Then it's going to be this. Are you able to do this? But start with we're going to walk you through your website. We're going to get you going on your training. You're going to hit the ground. I feel like I leave out some stuff at the beginning where if I would have just said that, I probably would have never said that. I think it goes back to like the quality over quantity. Let's see here. The next part is if you're happy with doing the steps of success that this month or every month, then that's all you're going to work for. And I love that. I love that because I feel like as leaders, that's what we want to focus on. But if that's all we're happy with, but we're wanting more numbers or more recruitment, we're settling for this is what I want, this is what I'm going to accomplish, rather than I know this is my roadmap, I know what I need to do, and when I knock that out, I'm going to go do another one. And so pushing ourselves and allowing ourselves to go above that. I feel like sometimes that I'm just kind of like, okay, I completed it, I got it, I'm good, but I don't stretch myself, because I'm thinking, well, I did it. So helping our team see this is it's not a must, it's a goal. So what is your goal? Is your goal to, sign 6 distributors? Is your goal to sign 5 loyal customers? Like use your goal, but then use this as your roadmap. The power of numbers. So Elena Vargas, she signed 42 distributors in January. And I was really overwhelmed by this, but I'll tell you guys that right now. I ended up getting off the Zoom a little early because I was like, my head hurts so bad. But she signed 42 distributors in January. But guess how many people she talked to? She talked to 450 people about becoming a distributor. And so when people can look at the number side of things, they don't realize the work that goes into it. She works her business mostly on Instagram, but what she said is once she delivers that message on Instagram, she gets them in her phone. So she asks for their phone number every single time so that she can keep the conversation going. And I love that. And I need to do that more often because I feel like some people just don't respond back on Facebook because they're just not as active on Facebook or on Messenger, even for that matter. So a simple piece of verbiage to use is like, hey girl, let's keep in touch. What's your phone number? Or, hey, let's keep in touch so that, in case we get disconnected or whatever happens on Facebook, what's your phone number? And then she was saying how she's very, very blunt about when people like or comment on her stuff, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. And she'll always say, hey, thanks for loving my post. Are you interested in the products or are you interested in the business? She goes, they're liking it for a reason. They're not just liking it they're seeing it. So she goes, ask the question. Don't just say, hey, thanks for loving my post. She goes, deliver the question because they're waiting for you to ask it. And then let's see here. Make people feel something through your post. I love this. So she was saying how she will look at like her new distributors post. She'll look at her top 10 posts and make sure that when she reads them, she can feel the emotion that her distributors are posting. So if they're, again, whatever social media platform they're using, she was saying that they've got to have a post worthy of posting. And like she says, sometimes she'll even tell her girls, she'll be like, you should probably take that down. Like you need to add value to your friends. You need to add value to, so she'll say like, I'll add in, hey, I'm looking for 3 hair models. And then she said, my next post will be my story. Or my next post after that will be because of it works. I'm able to, stay at home with my son. And, 4 years ago, that wouldn't have been possible. I was overworked and underpaid. I was exhausted. And like she was saying, putting in those emotions to our post so that when people go to it, it's not just a copy and paste every single time, that people can feel that sense of emotion every other post. So she was saying, like, yes, I still add in my hair model post, my work from home post, all of, energy posts, but making sure that emotion posts are in every other one as well.
Hey, Allie, I wanted to add something to that really quick. I know that Lachelle, and I'm saying this because I know we all fucking hate it and we all have people that do it. But I know Lachelle, she tells her people to never share, a post ever again. If she sees them like sharing stuff back to back, she's like, you need to stop that right now because you will not be successful. And she will bluntly tell them, like, you need to stop doing this. And that's something that I did to Amanda's girls because they were wondering, why am I not getting anyone signing up or whatever? And I'm like, I looked at their page and I'm like, well, this is your biggest problem right now. And I was like, don't ever do this again. And they were like, okay. Like, they totally, I mean, I was nice about it, but
Taylor, you're talking about like the stupid memes and like recipes and things like that.
Yeah, like sharing things that don't matter and all of like the stupid things like that we all hate. I know you, especially Nicole, but
yeah,
that's something that she tells her team not to do. Like, she says, don't at this point, like from now on, like, it's okay if you share one or two, like here and there, but she straight up tells her, like, do not ever share a post again, basically. Hey, Allie, can you share these notes in our Diamond message, because I have to get off, oh wait, it's recording. Never mind. I'll watch the recording.
Yeah, I have like 5,000 pages of notes, so I did the recording so that we could.
Okay. I have to get off right now. I have another appointment, so okay. I will chat with you guys later.
Okay. The next part we were talking about was personal development within our teams. And so if people are not doing personal development, like they'll ask, what are you doing for personal development today? Or, what are you reading or watching? And if they say, I don't have time, or, I'm not doing it. And then like they always say these two things: you have time to drive to work, you have time to take your kids to school, you have time to make something to eat, then you have time to do personal development. And so bottom line, the reason why you are where you are is either A, you're not doing it, or B, you're not doing it enough. And so they just kept saying that, incorporating it into, you're driving your kids to school, put that on the radio or whatever. You're getting ready in the morning, giving them ideas of ways to do it. So if they're a busy person, telling them that, hey, listen to it on the way to work, listen to it on your lunch while you're eating your lunch. Because I know for me, I think I was so intimidated by personal development at the beginning that I just didn't do it, because I was like, I don't have time to sit down and read a book for an hour a day. And, now I love it, but it's finding the time and sticking to that, like that game plan all week. So this week, it's going to be crazy. That you're getting that 10 minutes earlier and you're doing it on the way to the gym, or on the way to preschool, or on the way to work, or while you're cooking breakfast. I try to do a lot when I'm unloading the dishwasher or folding laundry, because I have to do that stuff anyway. Why not get some kind of value out of it? So just giving them ideas. Let's see here. Oh, I like this one. I do not do this enough, and I love this one. So posting about our team, like with their story. So acknowledging the Rockstars with their story on our timelines. So not only do your potential see that, but then their potential see that, and they can be able to relate to that story and somebody that they know. So rather than posting, other team stories or other leader stories, getting the stories from your top 10 or your team or your newbies and being able to post that. I was thinking about doing a new files tab in the team page and just having everybody post their stories, and we can have those. But posting a picture, if you have a picture with them and then posting the story, or posting a picture of them and then just posting the story. But recognizing them and giving them that acknowledgement on your timeline as well as theirs. Let's see here. Okay, then the next part was talking about, they were saying, so I said it and a couple of the girls were saying it, that's just so many distributors to sign in 1 month. How the hell is it even valuable? How is it even working? How are you even getting them started? And so for me, I'm not my thing, not my game. Nope, I can't even go there. I was so stressed out on the Zoom thinking about that many people joining at one time. And she kept saying over and over and over again, she's like, I'm always overwhelmed. I'm always stressed out. I'm always this. And I'm like, peace out. Nope, I don't want to have that. That's not my thing. But a couple of the girls were like, I want to sign, 8 to 10 distributors a month. I feel like I can handle that. I feel like I can do that. I feel like that's my goal. And even some of them are like, I want 5. I think 5 is perfect. And this other girl was like, I typically do the steps to success. She's like, I'm typically a steps to success girl every month. And what this girl was saying with these 42 crazy whatever distributors, she was saying how she sends them like a getting started video right away of like, you know, having them be able to relate to something again. But I was thinking about this and I'm like, it just stresses me out just thinking about all the shit she'd have to do for all those people. And so she was just saying how getting in the game with them is probably one of the biggest pieces of advice that she could give. So at the beginning, finding out, you know, why they started, what they're doing, which we all know this, getting them involved in their training, and then giving them like an incentive at the beginning. So, hey, you know what, Nicole, welcome to the team. I'm going to add you. Here's your eSuite. Here's your, you know, your login, your password. This is where you're going to find your training. Your first goal is 4 loyal customers. If you can get that in your first 72 hours, I'm going to get you a shirt from the At Work store. You know, number 2, if you get to the 400 club by Friday or Saturday, you know what, Nicole, I'm going to upgrade your shirt to the At Work store to like a cuter shirt or whatever. But you can do it however you want. You could say a pack of Blitz cards. You could say just giving them that like that at the beginning. They were saying that that's something too that helps a lot. But the biggest thing I think with like, as I was thinking about our Ruby and Above dinner, you guys, and I was thinking about our promotions, and we have so many stinking enrollments on this team. We have to move. We have to. Like, there should be no reason why we're not. And bottom line, we've got to know our Rockstars charts. We've got to be in the game with our teams and not just, okay, here's our business and here's their business, but knowing exactly where they're at, how they're feeling, what they're struggling, what they're going through, what they need help with, you know, connecting them to an event in their area, you know, finding out why they do this, why they're still doing this, what gets them out of bed in the morning. I asked one of my girls this morning and I was like, what gets you up every day to do this business? And she started crying. I was like, holy shit, I was not expecting that. I did not want that. Like, don't give me these emotions. Like, but it's something that I have to remember, that getting in the game with them always. We've got to know where our teams are at, where they're headed, where their potentials are at. And if we talk to them today and we say, hey, where are you at for this month? You told me on the 1st that your goal was to sign 1 loyal customer a week, and I don't see that 1 loyal customer in the system yet. How many active conversations do you have going? Okay? How many active conversations? And I'm going to use that all day long until I'm blue in the face to every single person that I should be connecting with outside of leadership. Okay? And even with us, right? Even with us, it's a big reality check of how many active conversations do we really have going every single day? If we wonder where our checks aren't moving, if we wonder, you know, why we aren't promoting quickly, our teams aren't promoting quickly, are we just simply asking the question and guiding them in the direction that we need to guide them? 2 things. Facebook groups. You guys, I freaking posted, okay, did you guys see that Easter basket post that I posted on my Facebook today? The engagement one, the Paw Patrol one. Like, hey, what's one thing that you put in your kid's Easter basket? Easter's coming up soon. I posted that post in like 6 mom groups, you guys. I have like, this is so stupid. I don't know why I don't do this more. I'm not one to be very active in groups. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh my God, no, I don't want to talk about that topic, or no, I don't really care. But I'm like, if I want to grow my dang business and I want to grow my network, I have got to be talking to more people, bottom line. So today I posted that Easter basket post with the picture and the thing, and oh my good God, I didn't realize how many Easter basket mom pros there were out there. Like, these moms are the ultimate Pinterest moms. Well, guess what I did? I added all of them on Facebook because I'm like, I need your tips. I want to see your Easter baskets. I want to see what you put in them. Like, this is so cool. And some of them were like, I do a swimsuit basket. Like, my girl loves to go swimming, so I do a new swimsuit, a towel, a floaty, this. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, these moms are so creative. So I'm using that to my advantage. And then today I'm going to go look for Tahoe moms. I'm going to go look for, you know, traveling mom. I'm going to try to go find those groups that I can get in and make myself known. Because just like Brianna was saying, and Tawny, you were on the social media panel about making yourself known in those groups and adding them and then directing it over to It Works. And so, and I feel like for me, I'm just like, well, I don't want to have a conversation. That's too much work, blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sitting here scrolling, trying to find people and add people anyway. I might as well make it worthwhile with the, you know, network that I already do have. So
one thing about groups, the greatest thing about groups that I have found, and like the easiest way to do it, is ask for advice on something. Because then when everybody comments on it, like the Easter basket thing, and I just went through and added myself to even more German Shepherd ones, and things that people are like loyal to and they feel like they have an opinion about. And I asked, you know, hey, I just have this German Shepherd, and any advice or tips you can give me would be great. And it like blew up on all 3 of the pages that I posted it on. And then by adding them, it kind of breaks that, like, why are you adding me thing? Because it's, well, I want your advice on that. And you had an opinion and I want your opinion, because people want to be valued and they want to share their opinion with you, whether you agree with it or not. So it kind of breaks the ice on how to add them, is what I've found.
I love that. Finding groups that are connected to your hobby. And then, yeah, then you have a reason to invite them or add them on Facebook. And then they're not just like, why are you adding me? I love that. So that's kind of the gist of the notes that I have. A lot of it was on Instagram, but I'm like, not my forte, and it confuses the hell out of me. So maybe one day I'll do that. But even one of the girls on there was like, you know what, I keep referring back to what Brandon Walsh said on stage. And I think I do too, you guys. It's just really finding your niche of this business and what got you to where you are right now. You got to keep doing that to get to where you want to be. So whether it's parties, whether that's blitzing, whether that's Facebook or Instagram or phone calls or voice messaging, you got to do a lot of it. You can't just do it once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week. It's every single day. And then asking yourself, am I ready to go Ambassador Diamond? Am I ready to go Presidential Diamond? Am I ready to go Triple Diamond? Are you proud to say that I'm working my butt off to get where I want to be? Or is your team working your butt off? And so just really taking a look in the mirror and just saying, hey, I can do this and I want you to do this with me, to our teams. So I don't know if that was helpful at all, but it's like a lot of crap. Sorry, that was kind of a lot. But I feel like for me, it was the biggest aha of all of this was how many active conversations do you have going every day? That was the biggest aha moment for me, because you can have 10 solid, good conversations going, or you can, have nothing. So really take a look at how many people are you talking to every day and how many active conversations do you have? Not just sending messages, but actually engaging with them. So does anybody have anything they want to add to this? I know that was kind of a lot in like 40 minutes, but anything they want to add in that would be helpful with signing distributors?
I just want to say thank you, because on Wednesdays I've been doing Zooms with my top 10, and tomorrow I was going to do it on signing distributors. So you just totally did my Zoom.
Yeah. Well, I recorded this because I'm like, okay, so I want your guys' feedback now. So I recorded this so that we could share it with our teams. Or do you guys want to do like your own kind of niche? Because I know, Nicole, like you said, you were going to do yours. But I guess what I'll do is I'll just send it to the Diamonds, and then you guys can kind of decide how you want to do that. If you want to just
I think that this was awesome, and there was a lot of like little ahas, like what you had said about the people that you're talking to, like it's not enough. And the girl that signed 42 distributors, and she had to talk to literally 10 times more than what she talked to or to sign. Like that's just amazing. Like 456 people, holy shit.
So I was doing the math on that, Nicole. So 456 people is about 15 to 16 people a day. And that's good people a day. But I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, that's so stupid. I can talk to 15 to 16 people a day. But she was like, these are conversations. So again, if we have 15 to 16 conversations going every day and we can sign 40 freaking people a month, are you kidding? And then I thought about like, our teams that are like, they're messaging 5 people a day. Well, 5 times 30 is 150. If their ratio is 100 or whatever it is, taking a look at that ratio of how many people do you talk to versus how many people are you signing.
Did anybody give examples of what a conversation looks like? Because I feel like I do the whole similar to like, hey, I really need to talk to you about something, but then like, okay, active conversation, like what does that mean? Because to me, I can message people and we can do the whole like, yeah, I'm interested, great, what would you like? But then it's like, okay, well, I can do it on Friday. So then that conversation technically ends, even though it was like a 5-minute conversation, that conversation ends until Friday. So it's not an active conversation. So are they like continuing to message them with, oh, okay, so I can sign you up on Friday, but now what are you doing? Like, oh, you have kids, what are your kids doing? Like, did anybody share what that looks like?
Was asking for it. Like, it was like, what is that conversation look like? And a lot of them were saying like, okay, so the beginning, we already talked about that, like, hey, I need to talk to you about something. And then a lot of them were saying that if it was a distributor and like, okay, so you were saying, do you want to make money from home, Tony? And you're like, yeah, I do. Say, great, do you have a second? Either send that voice message, that 40-second voice message or whatever. If they say, no, I don't, then you do your other route, which we all have our, this is what I do, or this is what it is. And then if they're like, great, I want to do it, say, great, today or, you know, whatever, finding out they're like, I don't get paid till Friday. And somebody was saying how if they're like, I don't get paid till Friday, you put that event reminder in the message right away. And then you say, okay, great. You know, so why do you want to do this? What makes you want to do this? Product. You want to sign, you want greens? Okay. You want to sign today? And I feel like for me, like sometimes I'm the same way, Tony, because I'm like, I don't really care about everything else. But they were saying you don't have to know about everything else. Find out why you want greens. Find out why, you know, why that's going to impact you. You know, why have you been struggling with energy or whatever? And then a lot of them are saying that they actually revert them to a distributor just by finding out why they wanted to try the product, or, you know, what made them intrigued by your post, or, you know, things like that. Having them connect back to why they need this product or why they need this opportunity, just like we did. So I don't know, but a lot of them just kept saying that if you share a tidbit of your story, most often you will sign that distributor on the spot, if not within that week, because they have something that they can connect to, and then they'll find that $99, whether they have it or not. They will find that to join.
Okay, thank you. Will you contact me after Denise's Zoom so we can talk about my story? Because I kind of struggle with how I would approach that.
No, I totally get it. Okay, speaking of that really quick, brought that up really quick. Somebody was saying on the Zoom, they were saying like they feel like their story is not, it's kind of not similar to yours, Tony, but a story where they're like, I don't feel like I can share like all of my story. I don't feel like it's not appropriate for Facebook, but it's just it's family reasons, things like that. So they were saying, talking about like where you once were emotionally, but not sharing all of the reasons why, sharing where you're at now emotionally, and then sharing where you're going, or why this is what it's done, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going. So they were talking about that, you know, the past, present, future. And so being able to connect to that emotion, but not necessarily the whole tidbit of it. And then they were saying, okay, so here's your story. So right today, you're going to share your whole story. It's a big one. But then tomorrow, you're going to share the beginning. Wednesday, you're going to share, whatever the fuck, I don't know, whatever. Thursday, you're going to share the middle. Friday, you're going to share the end. Saturday, you're going to go back to the full story. Sunday, you're going to share, like, and I love that they were saying, you've got to share a tidbit of it every single day so that people are constantly seeing where you're at, what it's doing, and where you're going. Because people don't necessarily relate to the money or the things, they relate to the emotion. So that's exactly the girl, like, it was interesting though, because the girl was like, I don't really feel like it's appropriate, but they were saying, but your story is going to impact people and you need to put it out there, regardless of how good it is or how long it is or how, you know, emotional it is, something is going to connect with somebody. So I don't know if that helps at all, but I think that was something that.
No, yeah, it did. Thank you. One more thing, and then I don't know if you want to keep going or get off, but I thought it was cool. I had AHA kind of about the phone numbers, because that's always kind of intimidated me to ask somebody for their phone number, because there's no way in hell I'd give my phone number out, but there's also no way that I would give out my card information, and people don't seem to have a problem with that. But was saying like, hey, I got to run my kids somewhere really quick. Could I get your phone number so I can keep texting you? And I don't know why I'd never thought of that, like as an icebreaker and a reason to get their phone number. But I was just like, oh, I don't know why I haven't used that. So if anybody watches this eventually, if we share the Zoom, that's something I'm going to start doing, being like, hey, I have to hop off really quick and go take my kids somewhere. Do you mind if I get your number so I can just text you? And that kind of thing would be a good icebreaker, because I've always feel like, hey, can I have your number? It's awkward.
No, yeah, no, exactly. And I feel like that's how we're going to continue the conversation. And the same thing as I'm looking at my potentials, I'm like, and then I look, okay, so if I was looking at my Facebook Messenger of my potentials, distributors, and then I went and look in their Facebooks, like none of them are active. And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell am I not getting them in a conversation in a text message, just like they were saying, you know, Tony, I'm like, why am I not doing that? I guarantee all of these people would probably be signed by now if I could keep that conversation actively going through a text message, or I could call them. So yeah, that was a big one for me too, because I'm like, active conversations. I got leads. When was the last time I talked to them? Oh, Friday on Follow Up Friday. Did they say anything? No, that's not an active conversation. So that was a big aha moment for me too, was getting them in our phone book. So anybody have anything else? I want to wrap it up so we're not going like Zoom to Zoom. So we have like 10 minutes to breathe before the next one. So anybody have anything else they want to add in? No? Okay, well, I'm really, really, really excited for Thursday. Bring your A game, bring your excitement, bring your energy. It is going to be good. And we have people in that restaurant that have never been around leaders or rubies or emerald or diamonds or double, you know, so we want our team to feel the love, feel the energy, feel the excitement. And I couldn't be more excited, you guys. So I have all of the mugs. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring them in the boxes. Kylie, you have the cards. So we'll literally do what we did last year. But I was thinking it'd be kind of fun. I don't know. You guys tell me really quick. I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to be like, okay, you guys, now we're going to recognize our rubies rather than putting them on the table. Be like, here's Tawny. She just went ruby. I'm so proud of her and her, whatever, hey, you guys, here's Nicole. Like, have them be recognized and noticed within our team, and then like Kylie hands the card, Nicole hands the cup, whatever. I just think it'd be fun to just make them feel so loved.
So like each diamond talk about their ruby, because I think that would be badass.
Yeah. And you get to brag on them and just be like, this is why they're here. I'm proud of them because of this. And then I think it'd be super cool I don't think we introduce all of everybody, just the rubies. And then I think it'd be super cool to have the ones that aren't ruby that we get to invite. Just say, okay, you guys, at the end or something, just be like, what was your biggest aha moment? What's going to fuel you to ruby? Why do you want to be here? What's going to get you there, whatever. So I'm thinking about it. My thought process is that I'm hoping that these rubies fuel to emeralds so that they can be on our retreat, this month. And so that this gets them kind of thinking and moving. And then those people that are coming in, we get them to ruby this month. So kind of my thought process is getting them loved on and celebrated and that sort of thing. So, okay, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. That way we're done. So I will post the recording here in just a minute, but thanks guys for plugging in. I know it helped me, so I'm hoping it helped you guys as well. So thanks ladies. I will talk to you guys all soon.